Alright, so this week we've got our final. We're going to be finishing up the parts that we worked on for the midterm. So to start the class, you'll need to bring back bring in your clamps, a Sharpie or a scribe if you've got one, your square, and a tape measure, and that should give you everything you need for this. So it's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to be adding a plate onto the midterm pieces up top. We'll have to drill some holes, and we also have a piece of sheet metal that we'll have to form. So I ended up marking out all of the dimensions with a Sharpie and a scribe. So these are going to be my weld marks, which will be on the print that I hand out. That's going to be the length of the weld in the corners. And then I also found the center line to drill the 2 holes. And that's what this is going to mount to. So we've got a couple different options to hold the TIG torch. So some of you that bring a square, you might get lucky. Some of the squares have a scribe in the back of them. That's what I used. I ended up marking it with a Sharpie, and then ran the scribe kind of through it to give me a pretty fine line. Other than that, tacking the plate on, I just put a piece of flat bar under it and located the plate, and then clamped it down to hold it in place. And also, I used my square to kind of set my dimension of where that plate's gonna go. So like I said, all the dimensions will be on the print, but just some tips that I used in getting it together. I'm gonna do a quick tutorial on this press brake, because this is what you guys are going to be using to form the pieces. So you'll have 2 bends in here. I've got one marked. I've got them both marked, but one's down here. That'll be your flange that bolts to the bottom piece. And then another form up here where these tongs are that'll come back. So using this piece of equipment, you've got to move these levers up, and that's going to move the grabber up. And that'll let you slide the piece of material in there. I'm going to make sure this is all the way down. And you're just going to line it up on that line that you scribe. The best you can. And you can also use your square for this as well. So you can square off of this surface and use that to line up your plate to keep it straight. Give you guys kind of a screenshot of that. So pretty easy. Make sure I'm forming it the right way. So it's clamped into place. Now you're going to pull up on these levers right here, and that's going to form this piece up in that direction. After that, you lift these up. And that's going to release your part. So that's what you're left with. I'll have all of the angles and stuff wrote down with a protractor on the print so you guys know how far to bend it. But we are going to be going over 90 degrees. And then we'll come up here with these pieces and we'll bend them back kind of straight. In theory, you're going to want to bend this piece until this flange right here is straight up and down, and that should give you the angle you're looking for. So some of this material is going to rebound a bit, so you might have to bend it over the dimension just to get it where you want it. But essentially, looks like I bent it a little too far, so I'll have to put it in a vise or tap it with a hammer to bring it back. But should work, should be good. Surely we'll use this right here. Hard to do this with one hand. Oh man. Apparently that vise doesn't close all the way. One of those. There we go, that's better. So now we've got that piece. Gonna put a screw through there, like so. And that'll pretty much be it. You'll also have a fastener for this hole that you'll have to weld a little handle on so you can tighten it down to the table in order to hold the TIG torch. But other than that, that's it. So you're drilling some holes, forming some parts, doing a little bit of welding just around the corners. I'm also going to call out the weld size on this too, so that'll be a part of the grade. We'll have the the final will be tomorrow, and then the week after we'll pretty much have a catch-up day. So anybody that's behind that wants to come in and try to get a few more checks on there, the shop will be open normal time. So up to you. If tomorrow is you get everything completed tomorrow and you don't need to come back next week, before you leave, let me know how you want your this course graded, whether you want a pass or a no pass, or a letter grade, and I'll have to get your signature, so just make sure you do that before you leave. And other than that, we'll catch you guys tomorrow.